I'm Michelle May and welcome back to my channel Zesty Girl. Today is a massive meal prep, huge, and it's using my Costco haul that I got yesterday plus the leftovers from my pantry, fridge and freezer before I go and do my huge Aldi haul, which I was supposed to do yesterday but I got too busy at Costco and I didn't get there, which was fine because it's actually worked out great. So I've still got to do that and I'll be doing it this weekend. I hate shopping on the weekend. But anyway, so today is a massive meal prep for the weekend. So we have a really busy weekend as normal. So it's great to have got all of this done. Think muffins, think meatloaf, think, what else? Apple crumble. Oops, Tom's in this office with me while I'm recording and he went, what? Apple crumble? Sausages, there's all sorts of things. And of course, as usual, there was absolutely no plan. I just saw what was there and just went for it. Okay, so if you want to see this massive meal prep, then let's do this. In today's meal prep, I'll be using my Costco haul that you see here. We'll also be using leftovers from the pantry, the fridge and the freezer. So let me get started with these Costco sausages. There's 24 of them. I'm going to put them into these tinfoil baking dishes and put them into the oven to cook. And then I've got some work to finish off, so I'll leave them probably about 20-25 minutes and then I'll come back and get started on the other things. The children had ham and cheese pizzas last night using the gluten-free pizza bases. I've got 2 left and I've run out of ham, so I'm going to use these sausages here for sausage pizza. So before I get started, I'm going to try the lemon balm tea and let you know if it reduces my stress. Okay, I'm back and the sausages are cooking nicely. I've just sliced up some eggplant that I bought at the market the other day. So I'm just going to bake that for like a vegetarian lasagna. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet. I'm going to put some pumpkin on to roast as well. You know me, I just tend to cook things and then sort of figure out what I'm going to do along the way. The pizza bases need to be eaten. These are the ones from Costco, the vegan ones. We had 2 last night. They were beautiful tasting. But the 2 I'm using this morning, yeah, they've all sort of fallen apart. So I'm going to try and patch them up and make sausage pizzas now. I've got to rush because I've got a lot that I want to do and I'm just going to slap things together. So this is not the sort of food that you would serve to guests. This is definitely family food and I'm expecting that my boys will eat these pizzas in about an hour when they get home. So I'm just going to slap them together. Okay, so let's make some sausage pizzas. I should say though, the way that they're falling apart, I probably won't be purchasing these again. I have got 1 more box, so I will try the next box, but if the same thing happens, I won't be buying these again, even though they are delicious. Okay, so here is the pizza: sausage, tomato, spinach, cheese, and this is the only cheese I had, which was cheese slices, so I've just sort of thrown those over, and a lot of tomato sauce, pretty much because I just splashed it everywhere, and the boys love sauce. I've used the cheese to sort of plug up the hole that I'm showing you there, so hopefully this will turn out delicious. It's pretty rough looking, I'm sorry, but the boys will love it. I'm telling you, the boys will love it. And here's the other one, similar, very similar, just thrown together. Cheese is on the top this time, just cheese slices. I've just ripped them apart, thrown them on top, using up the last of the cheese, using up the last of some spinach and the sausage, and definitely too much sauce, but there you go. Let's get this in the oven and let's get these cooking. So here's the eggplant out of the oven and it's looking great, nice and tender. I'm going to make some sort of vegetable lasagna, I've decided, because I've got lots of vegetables. And here are the pizzas. The pizzas have been cooked and they've sort of held together really well. So I'll let these cool off a bit and then I'll be slicing them up for the boys. And because I did this yesterday, I can tell you in advance, there was a huge plate of pizza left out around home time when they got home from school, and it all went within the afternoon. So they basically devoured 2 pizzas in the afternoon. But they're pretty healthy, got the spinach on them, full of protein with the sausage, tomato, and too much ketchup. Okay, so let's have a look at the cooked pizzas on the table and see if you think they're delicious. Okay, so if I'm going to make vegetable lasagna, I'm going to need the sort of pasta sauce or some sort of sauce to go through it. So I've used the Legos pasta sauce from Costco, and then I'm going to add in pak choy. I've got a couple of bunches left from last week, and I brought some fresh one yesterday. So yeah, I'm going to add that to the sauce. I'm going to add a little bit of extra garlic because I like a little bit of extra garlic. Pepper and salt, and just let that simmer away for a moment. It looks delicious. And then I decided that I needed courgettes, so I'm throwing them in the oven too. And here I've decided to do a lasagna that's basically super healthy. So it has no gluten-free, has no pasta. That's what I'm trying to say, has no pasta. So I'm using the eggplant as a base for this lasagna. And then I'm going to splush the sauce on the top. And then I'm going to add another layer of something that I haven't decided yet. Let me think about that. So here it is, the sauce on top of the eggplant, looking amazing. Nice and fresh with that pak choy through it. I love it. So now I'm thinking maybe a layer of pumpkin, but I'm just trying to think about a protein. What protein will I add to this? And then I decide black beans. I feel black beans with this. So on they go with some mixed herbs, which I think from memory was basil. Pretty much a basil sort of flavor. I might have added some mixed herbs in as well. So that's all there, and now I'm going to add a layer of pumpkin just because I feel pumpkin could be a really good addition to another layer. And there it is, the pumpkin on top. Of course, I'm not doing anything beautifully, we just throw it on the top, and yeah, this is feeling good. So now I'm going to actually make another vegetarian pasta using pasta sheets, and they will be gluten-free because I've got leftovers that I want to use up in the pantry. So here we go. The tomato sauce looks a bit funny because I sort of splushed it in there. I was trying to do a couple of things at once. I've laid 3 pasta sheets on the bottom. This is enough. When I go up to the next level, I actually use too many. So this is the perfect amount. So that's looking great. Now I'm going to lay the eggplant on top and black beans as well. There we go. Looking at, you know, this wouldn't be looking that gorgeous for some people, but for me, it's yummy. Okay, spinach, I just decided to do spinach, so I threw this spinach on the top. And then I ran out of pasta sauce, so I've decided to add cherry tomatoes into a pot, tinned cherry tomatoes. I'm going to squish them up. I'm going to put maple syrup, some extra garlic, and some herbs, and then I'll be using this to finish off my lasagnas. And here we go. So that's the next level, and then I'm going to add some more pasta to that. And the pasta I'm using today is, let me show you, Barilla gluten-free oven-ready lasagna sheets. So I'm going to put another layer of them on right now. And like I say, I do actually use too many this time. I was just trying to be clever and make sure that like the corners were filled, but they overlapped, and in one section that I was tasting, when they overlap, they don't cook as well, but that would be my only complaint. Right, so now I'm going to add the courgettes because they've been oven roasted and they're ready to go on the top. And then I'm adding some more pasta sauce and some cheese. And once again, I've got 1 cheese slice left, and I'm just ripping it up and throwing it on. Now, one thing I would say is I would cut those courgettes. So now that I'm on the other side of having eaten this meal, the courgettes really did need to be sliced. And the same with this other super healthy dish where I'm laying the courgettes on top of the pumpkin. It would have been perfect even if I'd just done them in half. So that was something that I will do better next time. And I'm adding cheese to the top. My daughter and I will eat this because this is our sort of food. I don't think we'll find the boys will eat this one. Okay, let's get these 2 into the oven. I have to say that I am ridiculously excited about these lasagnas, and that's why I love cooking. I love being creative, and I love cooking, and I love the thought of using up things that need to be used up. I love the fact that we have no wastage. I just love that creative process of cooking, but mostly because it's exciting. I always get so excited to see the result of what I've created. And here they are in the oven, and we'll wait probably about, I would say, maybe 10 minutes for the one on the left because it's all pretty much cooked, and then the other one will probably be, I would say, 20 to 25 minutes, and then we'll see how they turned out. And here it is, and it did turn out, and it was delicious. Like I said, the zucchinis should have just been, or the courgettes should have just been cut so it was easier to eat, but I had it for lunch and it was amazing. And this is my serving here. And I added a side salad with some tomatoes, some cucumber, some avocado, and some butter leaf lettuce that I get from Aldi. Yum, it was so good. Okay, and here's the other one. How incredible does this look? This looks incredible, and I tasted this one. It was amazing as well. Even the boys were happy to eat this one. So yeah, very happy. And hubby had this one for lunch with a sausage and a side salad as well. So he really enjoyed it. And lasagna is always better the next day. Okay, I have some bananas, 4 bananas that need to be eaten. So I'm going to make banana muffins, and they are super healthy. They are gluten-free, they are dairy-free, they have eggs in them, so they're very high protein as well because I use almond flour. So basically they are almond flour, banana, egg, baking powder, baking soda, and I don't use any sweetener, and that's it. Oh, coconut oil. So there you go. And here they are. 2 have already gone. I'd say that's hubby or my daughter. Yeah, so this is the leftover muffins that I made, and I had one for breakfast this morning. They are so soft, moist, and delicious. So if you'd like the recipe for these, please let me know in the comments below and I'll get that to you. Okay, so I'm making Mum's meatloaf here. This is her recipe. So we're going to blend diced bacon, a splash of milk, an egg, and something else, onion, 1 whole onion. I'm going to put it in my Ninja and give it a bit of a whiz, and it comes out like this, a slightly pink paste. And then I'm going to add that into the ground beef. Now this is about half a kilo of ground beef, so the nice mixture is going to go in there, the splushy mixture. And then normally she would add a Worcestershire sauce, and she would add like a tomato sauce that she made, but I'm just being creative. I've added in a teaspoon of garlic, I've added in some ketchup, just that swirly on the top because I was just being a bit lazy, and I added in some salsa from Costco and pepper and salt. And what I did forget was I would have added in tamari, or I would have added in coconut aminos, but I just completely forgot. But that's fine because I had it for dinner last night and it was delicious. So that's everything in there, and now I'm going to get it right. I'm just showing you what I added in, which was the salsa, and I'm probably going to show you the Kirkland's garlic paste, minced Californian garlic. And yes, now I'm going to get right into the splushy dance and get my hands in there and yum yum yum, get it ready. Oh, I just want to show you the breadcrumbs. So these are gluten-free breadcrumbs that I use, so of course they must go in too. Okay, and here it is, like the magic of the video. Here is the loaf all ready to go into the oven, looking gorgeous. Now see the chunky bits in it? That's actually the breadcrumbs. They're premium crispy gluten-free panko style breadcrumbs, gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, and vegan. So there you go, beautiful. Not that it's a vegan dish, of course, but we have vegan breadcrumbs. Okay, so you can't have a meatloaf without roast potatoes. Well, you can, but we won't be. So they are going in the oven too. And I had about 3 apples left that was sort of getting a bit like not crispy anymore. So I quickly made an apple crumble. Also using up some granola that I wanted to use up that had been in the pantry for a little while. So I made this apple crumble. So that was basically granola, some almond flour, mixed together with some coconut oil and some butter. And yeah, it was absolutely delicious. Okay, and when I start cooking, sometimes I can't stop. I found the Hokkien noodles that are left over from my last week's Costco haul. So I'm going to make a dish with those. I'm using the beef that I bought from the beef mince that I bought from Costco. I used half a kilo with the meatloaf. I'm using half a kilo here, and the other 2 and a little bit kilos went into the freezer in separate bags, half-kilo bags. So now I'm cooking this up with onion and garlic. I'm going to add in some kale. I'm going to add in some coconut aminos, and then add the Hokkien noodles. And I've also found some gluten-free spaghetti, so I will boil that up as well, and then I'll make a version of this for my gluten-free son so that he can have a similar dish just with the gluten-free spaghetti. So let me get onto that and show you. Using this fresh kale that I got, the organic kale, so it's looking amazing. Okay, so here's the gluten-free spaghetti boiling in the pot, and I'm about to add the Hokkien noodles to the mince mixture, but I've separated out the one for my gluten-free son. So here it is. It doesn't look that amazing here on video, but it was amazing. Actually, I had some leftover diced bacon, so I threw that in at the beginning as well, I forgot to say. So it's got bacon in here, adding a little bit of salty flavor. Add the spaghetti to this one, and we're done. Okay, so let's review where we're at. That came up quickly. Okay, so this is a bird's eye view. I've put some of the dishes into containers. So that's all that's left of the muffins because they just keep disappearing. Those two are the gluten-free spaghetti with beef, with bacon, with kale. These are the hoki noodle versions of that. Oh, and at the end I actually threw in courgette because, I don't know, it just didn't seem green enough to me, so I added a courgette. Why not? Here's the apple crumble. I had this last night for dessert. It was amazing. The super healthy vegan lasagna. Oh, it's not vegan because it's got cheese. Oh, almost vegan lasagna. Sausages, the leftover sausages that I will use for wraps or sandwiches or with eggs for breakfast. Okay, so here's the lasagna vegetarian and the 2 sausage pizzas. And looking gorgeous. Okay, and the meatloaf is ready out of the oven and it was absolutely delicious. It was so moist inside. I loved it. And the potatoes at this stage aren't quite finished, so we're just waiting on those. And I added in a big long sweet potato for my daughter because she just loves sweet potato. So it doesn't take as long to cook as the potatoes, so it's running along the back there. And these potatoes turned out nice and crunchy, which the boys just love. And here I'm just showing you that I'm trying hard to be a tidier cook, so I'm trying to clean up a little bit as I go. So this is progress for me. I know some would just go, that's a terrible mess, but progress. Okay, so just another quick look. Massive meal prep complete. I'm excited. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it the thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. See ya. Bye.
Lost in an endless maze, the emptiness had afforded, just like a void.